trees in Utah Valley start really moving around and the wind gusts are hitting 30 mile an hour, that means it's time to grab your surfboard, if you happen to have one for some weird reason in Utah, and head to the beach. I've been surfing this lake for over 7 years now, and while most people would probably say surfing in 30 plus mile an hour wind is a very miserable experience with very little payoff, I on the other hand would probably say the same thing, which gives you a nice look into the mental state of a surfer stuck in the desert their whole life. But here I am anyway, hooting and hollering to myself about how cool it is that I'm surfing with the snow-capped Wasatch right in front of me with no one out. I'm honestly not too worried about blowing up the spot because you'd have to be a glutton for punishment and ankle-high waves to come out here. So here's some info about the spot. This is the American Fork Marina, and so far it's been my favorite spot on the lake. We call this specific spot Neverland because the first time we surfed it, there was a kids' production of Peter Pan happening right at the beach. They ended the show early when the parents couldn't handle their eyes being sandblasted any longer and empty chairs started hurtling through the crowd. The break works best with a southwest wind with gusts over 30 mile an hour. Today specifically was right around 30, so about the bare minimum to be able to surf on the lake without just going straight. We also surfed Vineyard Beach, Provo Marina, and Lincoln Beach before, but this has always been our favorite. If you're crazy enough, maybe we'll see you out here too.
My day in your Sweatshirt. And just last night I was wondering why we don't take the drive.
We called this spot at the end of the jetty the point. This spot is surprisingly peaky for such a small wave. It has enough power to let you take off left, drop knee, and pull your rail as hard as you can. This also happens to be your only option. As you can see, if you miss any of these steps, you're probably going to lose your fin, and maybe a few teeth. I've actually had some really nice days for Utah Lake standards at this spot when the wind was moving much faster, making the waves larger and break earlier, allowing you to make it past the point and pull out normally rather than dragging the board through the back of the wave.
Oslo so far away, waiting for your letter to get here. Bakers brandish their buns, old men huddle and hum. Listen close, can't you hear them too? When you're sleeping, baby, I'm just up. But now you're in Paris, girl, and I'm out of luck. The city starts its morning, the paper appears, but I'm in LA and you're not here.
The wind started to die down, so I decided to see if there were any waves still breaking at Neverland. Again, this really is just about the bare minimum of wind you can have to surf. But even though I've already had plenty of waves, for some reason I'll always say one more wave, which actually means I'll be out here another 45 minutes.
Can't you hear them too? When you're sleeping, baby, I'm just up. Well, now you're in Paris, girl, and I'm out of luck. The city starts its morning, the paper appears, but I'm in LA and you're not here. I'm in LA.
Thanks for checking out what it's like to surf on Utah Lake. Maybe we'll see you out here sometime soon.